Look, whisk has been improved. Now it's even tougher on stains. Still just as gentle on colours.
The Nissan Prairie, an estate car for the 90s. Available as a spacious 7-seater or 5-seater with 4-wheel drive as an option. The future of the estate car has never looked better. And how is this possible? Nissan know-how.
Our Billy changes his mind as often as his socks.
Great, Mum.
He's a striker for United 1 minute and a sweeper for City the next. So in anticipation of these little foibles...
Oh, carrots?
I keep his favourite Findus lasagna in reserve. What effect this forsightedness might have on him this time, I've no idea.
Ciao, Mum.
Make a meal of it with Findus lasagna.
Normally, where you use 2 coats, you now only need 1. Advance from Crown. Paint that rewrites the rules.
A tutte le ore, sempre, ma sempre qua. Vediamo qua. Vediamo qua. Ecco qua.
Take home a Gino Ginelli ice cream on Piazza Italia. Italian chic, Italian style, Italian verb, Italian cool, toffee butter, chocolate, mint choc chip, tutti frutti, Walter cutie. Take a Gino home with you.
Gino Ginelli, the ice cream sensation.
Gino, oh Gino Ginelli.
College, we're making it happen for school leavers, business people and professionals, technicians, artists and engineers, even retired folk.
Make it happen for you.
I remember days when for 10 bob you'd get trolleybus to town, haircut at barber's shop, 18 pints of Langfield's old trumpet, night at Flicks with lass, pie and peas on the way home, and still have change in pocket. Thank heavens for my Volkswagen.
At Lex of Dundee, you can get a brand new Volkswagen and still have change to feed the ferret.
No water? No problem. Deep drilling by the professionals could give you a pure water well forever. Contact Ziggy's Rock Drilling at Culbokie near Inverness. It's Monday night, you're watching Grampian Television. Time now for the latest news from ITN in London. It's 10 o'clock.
Mr. Gorbachev says the Cold War's over. Why argue about who won? The French coach crash, Britain accused of lagging behind on safety. Police ride the train to find witnesses to the Lichfield murder. Their lordship set to defy the Commons on prosecution of Nazis. And Italy tells jailed English soccer hooligans, we'll stand no nonsense. Good evening. President Gorbachev told an American audience tonight that the Cold War is over, and he said the world shouldn't argue about who had won. He warned the West that it must look forward, not backwards. On the last day of his visit to the United States, he told students at Stanford University that the Soviet Union had changed dramatically in the last 5 years, and that the whole of mankind was entering a new age. Earlier, Mr. Gorbachev renewed his friendship with former President Ronald Reagan. Mr. Reagan said they discussed the obstacles that must still be overcome.
The Gorbachev's final day has taken on the qualities of a victory parade. Students at Stanford University, who queued overnight and paid premium prices to hear him, treated Gorbachev like a pop star. He was welcomed by Ronald Reagan, the man who once dubbed the Soviet Union the evil empire. They last met at the New York summit in 1988, cut short by the Armenian earthquake. Reagan's humanitarian support then was rewarded with a medal today, which he accepted on behalf of the American people.
I'm most grateful for this, and to our people who so willingly and cheerfully volunteered to go to the help of those people.
At Stanford, the university's president introduced Gorbachev as the architect of a great world transformation. He bowed to acknowledge their rapturous applause. His theme was the start of a new era.
In our cooperation to build a better future, I would take as a point of departure the fact that the Cold War is now behind us. And let us not wrangle over who won it, who won the Cold War. Each of our two countries bears its share of responsibility for the fact that the post-war period in the history of mankind took on the character of an exhausting and dangerous confrontation. It is now our common responsibility to make sure that the mechanisms of East-West military confrontation are dismantled as soon as possible.
And a pledge for those who say the arms reduction process may be a sham.
Because we don't want new weapons to come to replace nuclear weapons, because those new weapons would still be weapons of mass destruction. I think that the warning to this effect is quite necessary and quite appropriate and timely at this moment.
And that will be Mr. Gorbachev's test as the current round of arms talks ends and the new round begins. Alistair Stewart, News at 10 in the United States.
It's been difficult to avoid the impression that in the post-Cold War era, Mr. Gorbachev is more in step with the Americans than he is with his own people.
Mr. President, you deserve great credit for your part in these transforming events. I salute you.
All summit long and at every opportunity, George Bush has rammed the message home. The West must support the Soviet leader.
Mr. President, you deserve great credit for the course that you've chosen. President Gorbachev has presided over and indeed led in ways that have brought about significant change.
But even amid the splendor of superpower diplomacy, the Soviet leader could not escape from the pressure of domestic politics. A member of his own once loyal press quizzing him about Boris Yeltsin and provoking a resigned "That's life" in French.
No, c'est la vie, c'est la vie.
George Bush did his best to help him with his problems at home, but the trade agreement that Mr. Gorbachev apparently pleaded for so eloquently will not immediately put bread on the shelves in Moscow. Mr. Bush won't ask Congress to approve it until the Soviets have changed their emigration laws. Congress may decide to hold it hostage until there's an end to the economic blockade against Lithuania. And even when, indeed if it gets through, the benefits will take time to show.
They have to really take